SEGA.
Sonic Team.
Hi, my mic was dead for some reason, so here we are. Let me hear how this audio sounds real quick, and then we'll go. I have not played NiGHTS for tonight yet. I have played through NiGHTS in the past. Let me refresh this real quick and listen to my voice over this game. I'm not getting capture audio now. Oh, now I am, because there's sound now. Okay. Starting great. Let's play this video game. I'm going to turn down the game sound very little. And we're going to start this game. And close that, because I can't... Hearing myself is going to kill me while I'm talking. So I like this version of NiGHTS quite a bit, and so the reason I'm playing this is because there's that whole Sega Genesis collection that came out a while back ago, and I keep seeing people saying like, oh, they're gonna do Saturn next, and I have been around the block enough times to not feel like anyone's ever gonna make a Saturn collection, especially not Sega. I'm gonna move this over here a little bit. But I'm going to go through like each of these modes in here because it's actually pretty interesting. So I believe these... I haven't played the PlayStation 2 version of this release. I think this is based off that release, but I could be wrong. So basically, obviously looking in here, this isn't the character model from the Saturn release. They did do like a like go over of making it widescreen, and then also, you know, cleaning up some of the character models and stuff. So this game lets you play in like 3 different ways. You can play either as the normal Saturn game, or you can play with this cleaned up visuals with the widescreen part of it. So I like this game a lot because it's this weird time travel kind of thing, and I see a lot of people who do not like NiGHTS very much, and I can see why. Like when you're having stuff like Mario 64 coming out, and I can give you a heads up, I'm not very good at this game. I'm going to be even worse at it when playing through it like this and looking at the chat while bouncing around in the... what's it called? But, basically, the goal is to collect these little blue orbs, and then once you collect those little blue orbs, you turn them in. When you turn them in, you get like a modifier bonus to your setup here. It's kind of hard to play this and think about it. So you get like a 2x bonus to everything, and then so you have all this time on the screen right there, and that's the end of the level right there. But you can skip the end of the level, and so you want to try to like go through and get as many points as possible. And every time you go around the level, everything respawns, and so it becomes like this game with like a built-in speedrun mechanic almost, which I know is kind of like a silly thing to say these days, like the Dark Souls kind of thing. Being like, oh, it has the speedrun thing, because everybody's much more familiar with speedruns now. But it's definitely like maximizing your run in a single go, and there's a lot of risk and reward to what's it called? A lot of risk and reward to you know, like I have 10 seconds left. I'm gonna screw this up. I'm gonna go for as much score as I can here before it's over, and I'm gonna try to get to the end. I missed a bunch there, but you just go in and you just try to get what you can, and then so you get back to this like first phase, but on a different part of the level where you're like you're collecting those blue orbs again, so you can get that modifier. And the faster you get those blue orbs, the better. I don't know. It's been too long for me to remember how you tell how many blue orbs you need. If you do turn it in, there's like a time where you just sit there and waste in there, and you slow down and everything. So you don't really want to go to it until you know you have enough orbs. But I kind of like the movement a lot in this game, not only for the analog stick movement, but the way NiGHTS kind of bounces off environments. Like, you can kind of use that to your advantage to get around more quickly. There's these eggs you can unlock too. I don't know if I need to shake the controller. It's been a while since I played this. I made a mistake and did not open up my chat before I started this. There's a pause function. I can do that and then open up chat and then see. Yeah, this is a good game. I like it a lot, and I probably see more dislike for this game than I think is probably deserved. But you know, I don't think this is like, oh, it's an underrated gem or anything. I think people who like NiGHTS like NiGHTS. I just think at the time it was the wrong game for Sega. But I mean, I think a lot of Saturn games you can say that was the wrong game for Sega. I feel like my X button is suddenly not working very well, but we'll see what happens. So anyways, yeah, I'm not spinning. I don't think there's like a stamina system, is there? Maybe there is a stamina system, and that's what I'm doing wrong. It's been a long time since I played this. And I think this game's very repetitive, but it is by design. Oh, shoot. So I just turned all that stuff in on accident, and so now I gotta see. So, great. I can't remember if that's like a stamina system down there or not. It must be, because I'm having issues dashing. It's just been so long since I played it. Give me that egg. Give me that freaking egg. I want that egg. Thank you. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have held down X this whole time, because now I have, like, no stamina. Oh, that's right, you can do, like, tricks and stuff with this thing. I forgot. Nice 3. It's kind of difficult to tell, like, where you're going, though, in this game at sometimes. Like, I don't really particularly know when I'm getting off that track right there. And even enough blue orbs. I'm doing pretty bad now. But I can do more tricks! That's what matters! Hate cross. And I don't remember how long this really goes on for. I think there's maybe like 5 sections to a level. So I mean, you can definitely rush through the levels. I don't remember if there's like a criteria, like, oh, you have to unlock or get this many points to unlock the rest of the level. There's definitely like a combo system here. There's a weird Game Boy Advance version of NiGHTS in Phantasy Star Online 2. That I don't know if that's anywhere else other than Phantasy Star Online 1 and 2 and Phantasy Star Online 1 and 2 Plus. I'm curious if like servers these days, because you know all the Phantasy Star Online stuff is fan run at this point. I'm curious if that NiGHTS into Dreams Game Boy Advance game you can download is still in there. I did really garbage this time. Let's see if I can get some tricks in right before. Nope. Okay. Alright, I need to get to that exit. Where is it? There it is. Oh my gosh. Oh! I feel like I'm missing something in terms of... Okay, I forgot. You could do like these little like spins by pressing the triggers, at least in this version of the game. I don't know if it does anything. I'm going a little slow though now. Again, it's been a while. I would really like to, thinking about it, like hunt down that Game Boy Advance version of this, because I'm pretty sure PSO 1 and 2 Plus has it offline because of the they added that one. It's like a special photon drop market in Phantasy Star Online 1 and 2 Plus, and oh, ooh, I don't remember that happening. I'm just gonna double back for that bonus. I want that bonus. But I do feel like there's like a level of like Sonic speed here. Between like, you know, what's happening with Tomb Raider and Super Mario 64, nothing is moving quite like this. You're not having to like react nearly as much as this. I know a lot of people said, you know, Saturn should have its Sonic, but in a lot of ways it's kind of freaking out. In a lot of ways, I kind of feel like this game does do a good job of taking a place like that. Obviously, it's not Sonic the Hedgehog, but it has something familiar. I don't remember how these boss fights work at all. That's probably a bad idea. Okay. Let's see. Was it bouncing off him, I think, is what it was? Bouncing off his chin, I think is how this goes about. Oh, Jesus. Being unable to spin is very distressing in this game. I wonder if I'm missing something or if this is just it. See some little twirls. Okay. Oh man. I can't remember how this works. If we die, that's okay. I'm not worried about getting a score. That's weird that he has like a moment of not only invulnerability, but like hurting you. Just a little spin while we're going towards him. Do I need to throw him towards the ground? Is what it was? I don't remember. I don't know what I'm doing. Night over. Rest in peace. I don't remember how the boss fights work in this game. I beat this game though, so at some point I figured it out. Trick, try the paraloop attack. I don't know if that has anything to do with the boss, but probably would have helped. Thanks, Trick. So what I do like about this version of the game, I think I've said this a few times, is that you can also play the original game, and I'm not sure how faithful it is. Obviously, it's running at like a higher resolution here, but you know, it looks really clean and really nice. And I like that they gave you the option to go back to like the older 3D models. And so, you know, I never think a Saturn collection is going to happen, or at least not anytime soon, or at least not based off the success of a Genesis collection or something. I do, if one ever did happen, I think this is a good kind of benchmark. Like I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that this is anything like the stuff M2 is doing. Maybe it is, I don't know. I'm not super familiar with this original game to be like, oh, clearly they got this wrong or something. This is how I played this game. But more Saturn games I feel like need to be around and available. And they aren't in a way, at least without like, you know, getting a SEGA Saturn and either paying exorbitant prices for games or soft modding that stuff, or not soft modding, you know, modding in an SD card slot and stuff like that. I do have a friend that does do a lot of Saturn emulation, and I feel like it's kind of inconsistent what I hear over the years. Sometimes I hear that it's really getting there. Other times I hear that it's still kind of a mess. I don't really know where it stands at this point. I hate doing that on accident. I did not mean to, but you know, that's part of this game is just like, you know, learning your path, learning the most effective ways to get around this stuff, like being able to hit this and then go straight to this over here and not very, very poorly navigate these little ladders and stuff. Look at that puppet. Look at those quads, man. Okay, so I think you just press up and you just kind of hit it, but anyways, I like the music in this game a lot too. It's a good look and feel. I would love to see like Burning Rangers come out like this. Again, I don't know if it will actually happen. Probably not, but you know, maybe someday. I'm not particularly a fan of any company that says, hey, buy what we're selling now and maybe we'll give you the thing you actually want. Like, I understand they're trying to run a business, but like, you know, when they're saying stuff like, I forget if it was vice versa, but when they're like, if you want Fragile Dreams to come to the US, buy Gaming Center CX on DX or DS, which is like, no, I don't think anyone would tell you not to buy Game Center CX on DS, but at the same time, I doubt that's a real good, like, not only is it a different platform, but a completely different type of game. And, like, I'm sure it to some extent would help of, oh, if this game sells well, we have more money to do this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, like, if Sega Genesis Collection sells well, what that means is that they're probably just going to keep putting out more Genesis games. There's plenty to go around and put out more collections. And I would love it if Sega did something, but we'll see. I think at this point in my life with games, I believe it when I see it. I have no idea what happened. I ran out of time because I wasn't paying attention. Ooh. This part of the game I almost never interact with, and I don't really understand a lot of the point of it. You get this kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog kind of thing of like, oh, I dropped all my orbs, trying to collect them all, and then this like clock is chasing you, and I think the timer up there is counting up, or maybe it's like a score. I don't know. It's a very weird thing. It feels really weird because you can just kind of like go up these walls, and you can go around and just kind of collect points however you want. But yeah, it's just a weird thing in this game. And it's like this environment that you like almost never see otherwise. Like you never come down here and interact with this in any way other than just like if you do this. I don't really know if there's any value to doing this other than just, you know, this is kind of the punishment state for not getting into the what's it called? Portal in time. That's the end of the level there. Oh no, this is where I need to go, right? Or do I need to... Oh, I need to go over there, because I'm a dummy. Ooh. I do like that triple jump. Yeah. But yeah, it's just a really weird thing. So I guess I'm gonna climb this and see what happens. Oh, hello. Okay, there's the thing I need to get to. There we go. Bonus time start. But like, what is the bonus time at this segment? I don't really know. There's no timer here per se. I guess the clock chases you, and that's the timer, and then you get a game over. Yeah, night over. Rest in peace. The one complaint I have about this version of the game is you can play Christmas Nights, which is cool, but you can only play the remake version of the Christmas Nights. You can't play the original Saturn version. Also, I think the original Saturn version had like special events that would happen on different holidays, like on Valentine's Day, some color palette stuff would change, and like some effects would change. But I don't think that's in this version of the game.
And Clarice.
Also, I really like this art, this cutscene. I realized there's like a higher resolution shot of it. But you know, it's on the SEGA Saturn CD.
That lady, that old man.
That old man. Voice acting's alright too.
Why do they have to walk that fast?
And I like Christmas themed things in general. And I feel like video games, outside like MMOs and stuff, don't really have that many holiday kind of stuff.
Missing.
I'm sure there you could pull up plenty.
The streets look so beautiful.
I think Simpsons Hit and Run is one always comes to mind. I never played that game actually.
Time of the year. But it seems like nobody is paying any
Blue
attention
Stinger
to
takes place on
something
Christmas,
important.
and there's a great section of that game where you're like going through a
Walking
mall,
down the street,
and it's a large section of the game,
themselves in the middle of
and there's just
Queen
Christmas
City.
advertisements everywhere.
They
It's like there's
see
giant
Diana,
Santa signs like
Queen
sitting there
City's
winking at
tower.
you while you're going through this mall and like
It
killing
is
these
decorated
zombies. And it's one of the earlier areas in the
beautifully,
game,
and the
so
tower appears as one huge
they kind of set
Christmas
this
tree.
tone of like, oh no, weird zombie things with like arms, and then never
However,
really,
they realize
never
what
really
is
do
missing
anything with
from
it.
the Christmas spirit.
They just kind of go straight into like, this is crazy
The
Christmas
one
land.
thing nobody
But that's
seems
kind
to
of what that
notice.
developer was known for. Ill Bleed is their other game, and
There
that's
is no
supposedly pretty
shining
crazy.
star atop
Have not
the
tried it myself.
gigantic Christmas
It's
tree.
also very expensive now.
Without it, the tree is
Should have got it when it was
incomplete.
$20, but I was a kid, and $20 was a lot of money. So It looks like she has really big boobs there, or she has like a little tarp. I'm not sure what's going on there. She must have like a little tarp thing. We'll see here in a second. No, she just has really big boobs. Okay. I have no idea what the age of these characters are. You get Christmas music. Like, any time of year is a good time to play Christmas Nights. I don't care if it's July, June. I don't really know why Christmas in July was a thing. I remember it most from, like, the movie. But just like, look at this. Look at this! And then you get Christmas Nights. There's a lot of weird versions of the Nights theme out there, and I think there's 2 Christmas ones, like an acapella version, and then one with, like, that was kind of like a weird DJ thing with little bits of like Jamaican music mixed into it. It's very strange. I'm not really sure how those games relate to this, or those songs really relate to this, because I've only ever heard them actually in Sonic Adventure. The acapella one being from the DLC that can go on the memory card, and then the other one is the one with like the DJ remix thing is not used in the game. I found out recently. It's actually just like, it's on the disc, and you can load up like other versions of Times Square or whatever it's called in there, Station Square. And I need to pay attention to this timer so I don't screw up immediately. You can load up like other versions of Station Square and then apply the Christmas DLC to them, and they're like textureless versions, so they're clearly not meant to be played or anything like that. But if you go touch the trees in the textureless version of Station Square, can I get those? I don't think I can get those. If you go to like the textureless version of Station Square and hit the tree, then the other other Nights music plays. Dang it! I'm doing pretty bad tonight, but you know, I would say streaming while talking is not a strong point of mine. I mean, I'm remembering right now though that this is actually based, I believe, on the first level in the game. It's just reskinned, so it's not like original content, but it's kind of like a nice, cute demo thing, and I think a nice surprise. I mean, because obviously you're buying this these days. It's a nice little thing. Like I think it fits the style of the game in a nice way. Man, I don't remember the best way to like manage the boosts in this game, and I don't know if like using the triggers all the time was like what I wanted to do. I think maybe just like use it a little bit like a spin dash. Don't want to go in there yet. Oh boy. Oh. Yeah, I guess that's really all I have to say about Nights. I wish, I guess I don't really understand the dislike for this game that much, but I think there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of kind of baggage that comes with SEGA games in terms of like what people think about them after the Genesis, which I don't really know the best way to explain that. I don't particularly agree with it. You know, I had a Genesis for one day, and then it fried itself. I don't really remember how that happened, but I remember playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for a single day, and then it never working again. Let me go turn my stuff in. And I really didn't start playing Sega games till the Dreamcast again. I didn't have a Saturn, and you know, I've always wanted a Saturn, but even back then, like, obviously the prices are so much more exorbitant now, but back when I was originally looking at it, it was just like, everything was just like starting to go up in price on it. Like, even, you know, at the time, nice one. At the time, Burning Rangers was starting to get close to like, you know, $100, which I think it's more than that now, but I could be wrong. I really don't keep up with Saturn that much. This is probably the one console that I've kind of come to terms with. I'm probably just going to pirate everything on it, because actually buying Saturn games is not a valuable. The price to the games like is just so much at this point that I can't imagine ever sitting down and looking at Burning Rangers and saying $100+ is worth it for these 4 levels, like this short experience. And I realize that it is probably a score-based kind of thing too, but like I just can't. And so I'd love a collection to officially get it. I love getting officially available stuff. I would much rather prefer to play something that is kind of looked at by a publisher and said of the quality to present. And, you know, obviously, what does that mean? Some developers don't care about the quality of their ports and stuff. But I think there's value to being like, this is an official version of the game that this company put out, and you can critique it in a way that is legitimate, versus like playing on an emulator. I'm sure it works most of the time for most things, but like, just even if it's like I'm getting frame rate issues here, even if it's in the original game, I don't know that. Like, if I haven't played the game before, I don't really know that that's not an issue with me playing the game versus, you know, versus what they had put out either as a port or as the original game. So yeah, more Saturn games, please. I would like to, but you know, I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. It sounds like it's a nightmare to work with, and the only Saturn ports we really ever see are the ones that came to PC. I don't know if NiGHTS ever came to PC. I mean, it obviously came to PS2, and I think that's what this is based off of. I know Panzer Dragoon came to PC, and that's the version that's in the what's it called? I feel like I'm missing my bonus still. I don't think I got it. It's easy when you're streaming to forget what exactly your goals are here. Obviously, if I was playing this normally, I'd be like going out of my way to try to get that bonus thing as soon as possible. But I'm not seeing it here. I'm sure it's somewhere. There it is. Yeah, I just wasted all that time. You really just want the bonus as soon as possible so you can get double score for everything. You're wasting your time if you're not. I seem to recall, like, when I'm going through these levels, typically, like, just running straight to the... getting as many balls as possible as soon as possible and then turning them in. And I think it's, yeah, this was just like a single level, no boss fight or anything like that, I think. Oh, I guess the boss fight. Let's see me do a bad job of this boss fight again. It said tip, circle. I don't really know how I can circle him. He's kind of big. Let me try to circle his tail or something, maybe. Nope, that hurt. I'm sure I'm just not going to be able to do this as well. Let me see, maybe he shoots something. That's a cute little animation. But yeah, I do wish that they had the original graphics with Christmas Nights mode. I don't know if the PS2 version has had Christmas Nights in it. It feels like it's doing nothing is what it feels like. I hate that. Can I spin her around? Nope. Let me go the other way. Can I aim him or something? I don't even know. I don't think I can. Oh, he has like a star on his butt. Maybe I can do something to the star. Oh no. Oh, is that just his life left? Do I only need to hit him one more time? Who knows? The world will never know. The night is over. I think that means the night's over for us. Although let's yeah, one little bonus bit here, and I think this is pretty typical. You get little bonus content in this game. So you get like gallery, you get sort of the art for Christmas nights in here. I wish they had the full colored art in here too, but it looks like they only have sketches. Some of this stuff you can zoom in on, other ones you can't. Obviously this is pretty low quality. These sketches in particular, I kind of wish they chose a color that might be more fitting towards the black lines. It's got a cute look, and then you have a lot of like merchandise stuff in here too. So cute little things in here. So I actually haven't gone through all these yet, so maybe one of these contains what I desire, those little cutscene things in a higher quality. But I doubt it, based off what I've seen. So I think that's gonna be it. Only this winter. We'll end on that. Thank you guys for coming. Full Spectrum Warrior again next week. Hopefully I'll finish my Xenoblade article, or video by the end of this weekend. I don't know if I'll publish it though initially, because I might try to like save up a little bit to when I launch the website, so there's relatively new content available from the start, rather than piecing it out while I'm still trying to do that. So I might get a few things done first before I start doing anything with that. So thank you again for patience on actual content coming. Not that my stream's not actual content, but I don't put a lot of effort into these. Pretty much just like, let's play a video game that I need to play at some point, and then at the end playing 30 minutes of something I think is neat and cool. So you guys have a good night. Thanks for coming. Bye!